Hi guys. So tonight it's a Sunday night story, and I wanted to tell you something that happened to me as a teenager, which really was for me an indication of a way to learn how to be resilient. So when I was 15, I got my first paying job, working as a cashier, checkout register in a supermarket. And it was at a chain called Checkers, which is in South Africa. And my very first weekend working as a checkout cashier at Checkers, I was terrified. I had no idea what I was doing. They trained me. I went in with two of my friends from the same high school, and we went in to learn how to be checkout people at this supermarket chain. And that Saturday, I worked the register, and about halfway through the day, this man came through the checkout with his stuff, and I was very studious, very serious, rang it up, said hello to him, asked him how he was, rang up his goods, and looked up at him and told him the total on the register. And he looked at me, very serious face, and said to me, "You shouldn't be doing this job if you can't be bothered to be friendly and polite." I went cold, and I was absolutely stupefied because I thought I'd been friendly. Obviously I wasn't. I was focusing on what I was doing, and I was brand new at the job. And I froze for a second, and then I took his money, gave him his change, and I was silent for pretty much the rest of the day working on the register. I went home that night and told my family about what had happened, and really had to make a choice about whether I was going to go back the next day, because let's not forget, I was 15. This was my first job. There was nothing really formal about it, and if I didn't want to, I could have stayed away. I went back the next day, the Sunday, and I worked the full shift on the Sunday. And I went back the next weekend, and the next weekend, and the next weekend after that. And I continued to work at Checkers for another year or so, before I found another job working at a pharmacy, which paid a better hourly rate. The thing, though, that's interesting about that story is that my two friends who started the same job with me actually quit that weekend. They didn't carry on working at Checkers. It wasn't for them. Now, this is not to say anything about them. They didn't fit with what they wanted to do, and they had other plans, and they went to other jobs. There's also a story in there about this man who was rude to me and what was going on in his head. And some people today might call that bullying, and I would say they're wrong. He was just an arsehole who happened to be mean to a kid who was sitting behind a cash register. And really, that incident so early in my life and in my teens and my working life has molded a lot of how I look at what resiliency is and what it means to be resilient. So I decided way back then at the age of 15 that I was not going to let arseholes ruin my day. And I haven't, or at least I've tried very hard not to let that happen since then. So for me, that's a lesson in resiliency, and it's something to carry with you. There will be people who will bring you down for no other reason than they are not in the space that you are. They don't know you, they don't know what's going on in your life, and they will be mean to you because they can be. That doesn't mean that you stop what you're doing, and it doesn't mean that you need to quit. It means that you need to take it for what it is, pack it away, move on, and carry on down your path. So that's my lesson in resiliency for Sunday night. And hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday, and enjoy the rest of your weekend if your Sunday isn't over, because it's almost over here in Melbourne. And have a great rest of your Sunday. Cheers, guys.